Hey guys, Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and this week we finally got a lot of the Artesian builds computers up for sale. It's still a pretty small percentage compared to the whole picture, the big picture, but it's something, and I've had a lot of people messaging me, whether it was on YouTube or other places, saying, where can you buy these computers? I've mentioned to most people that we're selling them for a pretty nice discount compared to what Artesian builds is selling for. I think our average estimate is usually around half price from the Artesian builds price. It does vary by build. Sometimes it's more than 50%, sometimes it might be slightly less, but it just kind of depends on how those parts that are in the PC have maintained their value or not maintained their value over time. So in any case, if you're interested even in just looking at what is up there for sale, maybe you're not actually interested in buying one, but you just want to kind of see what they were, that's cool with us. And all you need to do is go to our website. So chqstore.com. CHQ stands for Computer Headquarters, and then store.com. This is our website. And I'm gonna make my face go away. Boom, here's the website. So we also sell on eBay, we sell on Newegg, we sell on Amazon, and but we are putting a 3% discount on the builds on our website, our own personal website here, chqstore.com. That's because eBay and Amazon, Newegg, those places charge us a fee to sell our stuff there. So we'd rather extend a discount to the customer to incentivize you to shop with us directly and save you some money and save us some money together. Anyway, if you're interested in looking at the Artesian builds computers or buying one, or if you want us to build a PC for you, we also have a PC builder thing. So if you go to right when you get to our website here, there's a couple see this thing right here, build your own PC. You can just click that build button right there. I'm not going to go through that right now. That's not really what this computer is about. So if you want to see Artesian builds computers, type AB as your search term, because the internal part number we used for all of these is AB space and then 4 digits, and this will just grab those for you. Now I don't know why it says gigabyte in Java right there. I think that must just be something to do with the website company that we work with, or the hosting company, I should say. So anyway, I am jib-jabbing. Let's take a look at some of these builds, because I think we put up some fairly cool looking ones so far from what I had seen earlier. So here's an i9-10900K, 32 gigs of RAM, 1TB NVMe SSD with an RTX 3070. Looks like this is a Lee & Lee 011 dynamic mini case. Pretty cool. Lots of RGB lights, lots of RGB fans. Pretty tricked out. So yeah, this is nice. Now, one thing that I need to talk to my lister about is that I think this is one of the computers that says no operating system. Now, I would say there's one of two things going on. Number one, the most likely thing is that the algorithm thing that my lister built from scratch that automatically generates the descriptions like this, I think that there might be a slight error pulling the data from the cell that's supposed to say whether there is or is not an operating system, because we looked at all of these earlier today, and I believe every single one of them had an operating system. So this is probably not correct, and by the time you see this video, maybe it will be fixed. And if it's not fixed and you're concerned about that, what I could tell you right now is that if you're watching this video and you want this computer and you like the price, but you want Windows 10 legally, we don't use fake keys, we use real ones, and you want it included, that's fine. You can contact us and we will make sure that you get that Windows legally installed. So that's one thing I noticed here. And then also it says import information USB 3.1. I think that also must be one of the coding things that we're using is not being happy right now. But everything else looks good, and a lot of the other things that we saw earlier today that I didn't like were all fixed, it appears, so that's good too. And I did notice that this is new for us, and these computers are new, and I asked my builders to peel the plastic off of the glass, because otherwise the pictures look really bad. But I think a couple of the pictures, there are some fingerprints on the glass that need to be wiped off. So bear with us, please. This is an overwhelming amount of work for the entire team. Anyway, so let's look at the next one. This has an Assassin's Creed case, and my buddy was looking at these today. Some guy I do business with, Ted. What's up, Ted? If you're watching this video, he actually watches these videos. He said he saw this case is like $500. So yeah, someone could literally probably buy this computer, take it all apart, sell the case for big money, since it's a limited edition case that they'll no longer make, and then just rebuild this in like a cheaper case and sell it for, you know, close to this price. I doubt anyone would go through all that work to do that, but yeah, limited edition case, it's right there. Get it while you can. And anyway, specs: Ryzen 7 5800X, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gig NVMe drive, RTX 3080. I don't like the specs on this. Again, these are like, sorry, I shouldn't say again. I should just say in general. These are specs that were a customer set up the computer like this, and we're just listing them that way. But if they don't sell, then what we'll have to do is go back through the computers and change specs. Personally, I would have made this 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and just to clarify again, it says Windows operating system not included, and I'm 99% sure that that one already has Windows 10 loaded and ready to go. And it's, yeah, it's an error. Okay, next up here, we've got i7 10700K, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte NVMe, 1 terabyte hard drive as well, and an RTX 3060 12 gig. That's a clean looking case, and I don't know, I'm not recognizing that one. I'm guessing it must be Deep Cool. Let's see. Deep Cool, now that's the cooler. Yeah, Deep Cooler Matrix 70. Oh, we have a bunch of these cases in stock, and these have really good, I saw they had amazing reviews on Amazon. So yeah, that, I don't know, something about that case looks, my first glance of that, it looks clean. So yeah, nice looking build here, and let's check out some more. Oh wait, I want to check the operating system thing. See, this is interesting. This one says Windows 10 Pro. Usually we say that if it has, I'm not even getting into little details. Let's just say that those other two we looked at, those should definitely have Windows, and they will if you want it to, if you actually are interested in one of those. All right, next up, Ryzen 9 5900X, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte NVMe. This is a lot of the builds we do, or that they do, both us and what they were doing. That's pretty common. You'll see 32 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. That's kind of the go-to these days. So this is a lot less RGB than what I would be expecting for this high end of a build, but that's fine. I just feel like these days, like, everything has RGB RAM. This has an RGB SSD, which is a little bit odd to have the RGB SSD, but then not the RAM. You know, if I could throw some magic at this one just to make it sell better, I probably would say, okay, let's RGB RAM that. Let's change some of these fans to RGB. And put them all in, like, you know, the same color scheme or something. But it is what it is. That's a pretty good price though for a 5900X system with these specs, in my opinion. Here's the crazy cube computer. So this case alone, I think, sells for $300 or $400. It's a, what's it called? Something Aegis or something like that, I think. I don't know. You know what? I don't remember what it's called. It's probably Cube something, but it's made by the same company that makes like the pyramid case. Asa, that's the name of the brand that makes it. So anyway, this has a Ryzen 7 3700X with a really good motherboard, Gigabyte X570i Aorus Pro Wi-Fi. Changes I would like to make, I probably see. I'm getting a little bit confused because I'm pretty sure I remember we upgraded this one to 32 gigs of RAM. And I know we pulled out these 120 gig SSDs because it was weird that they were in there. We're like, why? Who would want 3 120 gig SSDs? Like, and it's also, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with this listing. We're gonna need to clean this one up. But the gist of this listing is that it has a 3700X with 16 gigs of RAM or better, and an RTX 3060, and it's in this crazy case that sells for a bunch of money. So that's, the price looks reasonable to me. At least. I am actually gonna let you guys stare at this because I really want to check something on a spreadsheet I have it's on a different monitor right now that you guys can't see, because I can actually check the CPU on that cube thing and see if, yeah, we changed it. Okay, so just to be clear, I knew something happened because we were talking about this one today at work. There was something that happened, the same problem with the spreadsheet, with this one in particular. that made the specs didn't get updated correctly. So this actually has a 5600X CPU, because we saw it has an X570 motherboard. It kind of was a waste of space to have this 3700X in there. We really wanted a 5000 series. So 5600X, 32 gigs of RAM. These drives, 120 little things were removed, and that is what the build is. So it's a better build than what it says here. More RAM, better CPU by far, much faster for gaming, much better build. So anyway, we'll get that fixed. My lister does have some family issues going on right now, so I don't know if it will be done on Monday. Anyway, next computer, lots of RGB on this. Look at this. This has 10700KF, 32 gigs of RAM, 1TB SSD, 2TB hard drive, RTX 3060 Ti, and that looks like a Lian Li 11 dynamic. I would say it's not an XL at a quick glance. I think it's a regular. Let's see, case, yeah, and it's the white version. So kind of strange that we have the RAM set on all white and the rest of it is in rainbow. I think that I've seen stuff like this before. I think that the previous setup was probably setting the RAM to white, and anyway, the next owner would go through and change all the colors to how they want. But I'm working with my photographer guy that he builds stuff, and he also does the pictures, and we're coming up with some suggestions to try to make them come out better for the customers to see. And one of the suggestions I had for them today was if the fans and like the tubing sleeves and like the streamer things are all rainbow, then like, you know, RAM and an AIO should be rainbow as well. Like try to match the RGB throughout the build. Now also this has one of these crazy back LCD screens. So if you're familiar with like the Ryzen 2 AIO, which we'll see in some other of these builds, that has a screen on it. This is kind of the same idea. You could put, you know, like temperatures and all sorts of system diagnostics, or just like cool screen flashing something for your gamer tag, or, you know, your Twitch handle or something like that on the screen on the inside of your computer. Those are pretty popular these days. And so this is a pretty high-end build. It has a lot of high-end features, especially on the cosmetic department. Not the craziest video card of all time. I think this would be a good candidate for a video card upgrade personally, but for that price, $1,700 with all those upgrades in there, that would be a nice computer, especially for someone that's streaming and wants something flashy in the background. Here is another one. This is really similar actually to the one we just looked at, because just so you guys know, it seemed like this was kind of like the main, I don't know if theme is the right word or vibe, but like the style is what I'm looking for. So Artesian builds, they had a good style. That's why their computer sold so well, and their builders they had there were really, really good, and I think that was part of where the style came from. Of course, some bad things happened, but the computers sold well for a reason and at a really high price, because they built really awesome computers and the style was amazing. So this is another good example of a build that has RGB that's not matching, and that kind of, for a customer, I want it to look a little bit better for the customer. And this is one of the first builds we did, because there's still plastic wrap on the panels, you can see there. But this has a 5900X, 32 gigs of RAM, a 2TB NVMe, RTX 3080, and that's a Lian Li 11 dynamic mini. So it's got the streamer cables, it has Lian Li case fans, it has a couple Corsair QL140s in the back. Those are the ones I would love to see those just rainbow and kind of match everything, or have everything be white. So yeah, you know, question for anyone that wants to comment to me, does this empty space right here in the back where a 120 fan could fit, does that bother you? Because it kind of bothers me. I feel like, even as stupid as it sounds, even if a fan was there not spinning, but it would lit up to match the case, or if it was just all black there, something there would make me happier. But that didn't seem to be like part of the style of what Artesian Builds was doing. Yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that empty space. So let's see, we just did, sometimes they rotate around, so I have to be careful. We just did this one. No, we did the one that had two white fans. when I go back on our website for some reason, we just did this one. Sometimes it like reorders everything. So, excuse me. We have not seen this one yet. And this is an i7 12700KF, 16 gigs of RAM. Would have liked to see. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I talked to my lister about this one too. This actually has 32 gigs of RAM. These sticks are 8 gig sticks, 32 gigs total. You know what? I think if I had to guess, he was in the middle of working on a lot of these, and as I kind of mentioned this earlier, there was like a family problem that happened, so I don't think he was able to finish a lot of the work he started that was supposed to update a lot of these listings. If you are watching this video and you were feeling not very confident about working with us because of the whatever, I'm trying to think of the right word here, but like it doesn't seem like we have everything together here with like the Windows stuff and you know, maybe specs maybe not matching exactly. What I can tell you is that we always stand behind what we say we do. That's why we have like good reviews online and stuff. And so for instance, for this, I know there's 32 gigs of RAM, and you can see that there are 4 sticks, and there, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think any companies make RGB sticks in 4 gigs DDR4. So I could just tell you that you can message us to talk to us about this stuff, and we can turn the computer on before we ship it and make sure everything is correct. If you're worried, but in this particular instance, this definitely has, see, it even says Alloy. I know that when we got this computer, it had that Alloy RAM, and it was 16 gigs, but we swapped it out because I actually was watching them audit this computer, and I went out there to the warehouse and I said, oh, you guys got to make that 32. It's a 12700KF. So hope that makes sense. Next computer. I'm having to rely on my memory here to remember which ones we looked at, because as I mentioned, the order sometimes changes. So this is a 5950X with 32 gigs of RAM, a 2 terabyte NVMe, an RTX 3090. So this is a big boy build, a 3090 and a 5950X, very big boy build. This price is, I know this price is low because we've sold a lot of refurbished computers. These computers that we got from Artesian builds are probably 90% brand new. We have it, if it was a used computer, we say it's refurbished or used. If it's new, all new parts, because that's what most of their builds were. They're literally brand new, just built with brand new parts. Then we say it's new. So a lot of the refurbished builds we do in-house with like a 3090 and a 5950X, I think we sell for a similar price, and they don't have 9 fans and RGB craziness all over. So in my opinion, this one will sell really fast based on what I've seen. Let's see what's next. Ooh, this looks interesting. So this is the first one we've seen that has a Ryzen 2 cooler. It's got a 12900KF's big boy processor again, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte NVMe, and a 3080 Ti. So yeah, big boy build here. This is big specs, big specs. Yeah, so this is a little bit less than the last one we saw, but arguably better for gaming, depending on what game you're playing and who you are and what you're doing with your computer. If you're doing more content creation, you might want the 16 core processor from the 5950X. Theoretically, a 12900KF will outperform 5950X in gaming only. Depends on the game though. I think some games you'll actually, hey, I'll stop blabbing. Next computer. Man, just trying to be careful here with the order. So we just looked at this. I think these two are the last two. There might be more hit next though. This one looks really cool from, yeah, I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite one that we've looked at so far. I'm a huge fan of Corsair QL fans. I'm also a huge fan of Corsair Dominator RAM. So this has that going for it. It has a 3080 Ti, so great video card. And what AIO is that? That must be NZXT, right? Let me see here. CPU cooler. No, oh, that's the iQOO. I've actually never seen this one in person. iQOO H150i. This one says it has a wrap. Oh, is this the Buddha computer? No. Oh, see. Okay, this is the same. I know I'm looking bad right now. Right. I just said right now. So I know I'm looking bad right now because of these mistakes we have on here, because it says it has a custom wrap and it does not, and it did have a custom wrap when we got it. but we actually opened up a brand new Lee & Lee case, the same case with brand new panels, and we swapped the panels out to get rid of the wrap because we thought that might make it difficult to sell a computer with someone else's custom wrap to someone for, you know, $3,000 plus. It's kind of hard to justify that price when there's like this custom stuff like anime characters or whatever on it. Anyway, I love that build. It looks great. I think that one will sell fast too, if I had to guess. I think we looked at this one already. Let me double check here. 5900X. I don't know if we did. They're starting to look the same. I don't know if you know what I mean, but yeah, they're starting to look the same. But I just will say this again. Empty space in the back. Is it bothering anyone else? Comment, please. Okay, let's see if we go to next. If there's any, oh yeah, we got a couple more here. So here's another good example of a computer where I wanted the guys to match the RGB before taking the picture. So, you know, all this stuff could be matched, that's just not in the picture, right? So these bright white QL series fans, those are great. I love these fans, but I would love the RGB on the RAM to be matching bright white as well, and the video card side thing bright white. And I also would really love for this Ryujin 2 to have an actual image on it so customers could see what it looks like when it's like full screen with color and stuff on it. And there's actually an LCD panel back here. So I was just complaining about how some of the systems have the hole here or whatever, like missing and just like empty. It's not filled, right? And putting these LCD screens back here are sick. So if this was like, say, all white, all the RGB, and look, oh, you know what? It looks like the streamer. This is a streamer. Sorry, I keep calling it streamer. I think it's pronounced streamer. Streamer RGB cables going to the video card and probably, yeah, going to this board as well. I almost feel like the computer wasn't powered on all the way or something. I'd have to talk to our builder. But again, this is literally one of the first ones he took pictures of. You can still see the clear plastic wrap on this. We could do a better job on the pictures. This was like new for us. So hopefully people are going to be patient with us, and if they want different pictures, we could do that too. But if this screen was lit up, this screen was lit up, everything was either rainbow or everything was white, all the streamers were going, I think this would look pretty crazy. And that, yeah, this is a $4,300 computer for a reason, guys. 5950X, 3080 Ti, 128 gigs of RAM. That RAM is really expensive. And then on top of that, like, everything is upgraded. AIO, most expensive AIO. That's like $400 worth of fans. Really expensive system, just everything about it. And then I think this is the last one. This one is the first, I think this is the first build we saw that had G-Skill Trident Z RGB in it for the RAM. So 5900X with 32 gigs of RAM, a 2 terabyte NVMe, RTX 3070, and this is in a Lee & Lee 011 Dynamic Mini with RGB fans on top and bottom, but not on the back. So I actually kind of like that, not having the RGB fans right here. These look like NZXT fans. If I had to guess, I could be wrong, but that looks kind of clean, having like a lot of RGB up top, a lot of RGB on the bottom, and then kind of like this dead, it's kind of like a dead zone, but I don't know why. I guess it just looks nice to me having it like that. Get another picture with a different angle. Yeah, it's kind of cool. By the way, these Artesian build these are just stickers. They can come off. That's just what they did, you know, for their builds. So yeah, that was probably a longer video than I was thinking it was going to take, but we had a little bit more that got posted than I thought we had. So hopefully this was fun or helpful, or just kind of cool to take a look at these builds with me. If you guys have any questions about the process or the computers, or if there's like a type of computer, if you're wondering if we're going to get, you know, hey, are there going to be any 5600X systems or any systems with 3050, like lower end or whatever it is, feel free to ask in the comment. I think I have a list of over 100 computers that are going to eventually get listed, but we have to take pictures of all of them. We have to audit all of them. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, feel free to ask. We might have it, and it just needs we could put it to the front of the pile, you know, and have it tested first and have it ready to ship out for you. We have had a couple more people reaching out this week that we had builds for that just hadn't seen my emails yet, and so yeah, we got, I think we've sold 4 or 5 systems so far to people that had originally ordered systems from Artesian, and they were all seemed super stoked to work with us. They're really nice people. Everyone's been really, really nice. So it's going really well so far. And yeah, I guess I'll cut the video. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to look real quick. It's been 25 minutes. Whew, 25 minutes. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the ride. Have a good night.